A very good afternoon to all. This is Dr. Kavita Kanchkatla. Today I am here to deal that paper, Global Environmental Issues. Already yesterday we start the class in that Global Environmental Issues. We discussed the almost first unit is completed, and that second one is the ozone depletions. And in this class today we are going to explain about that how that ozone depletions will happen, what how that stratosphere depletions and what are the consequences of the ozone depletions will takes place in our environment due to our global warming, and what are the air pollutants, what are the consequences today we are going to face. Just a minute, I want to share my screen. um Here I'm going to share my screen. Yeah. So here, the ozone depletion in paper two, and unit number two, ozone depletion. What is the ozone depletion, and what are the causes, and what are the effects, and what are the preventions we are going to take to control the ozone depletions. So here, the ozone depletion is refers to the thinking and the reduction of a ozone layer, thinning and the reduction of the ozone layer of a protective layer of ozone. What is the layer which is present as a protective layer uh, from the infrared rays and the ultra? What are the harmful rays and harmful the radiations and the harmful gases which are released from the sun? One layer is a act as a protective layer. All of you know that is known as the ozone layer, that is O3. In the earth stratosphere, the particular ozone layer is present in the stratospheric. So stratospheric zone and the stratospheric zone that has the absorb the harmful ultraviolet radiations from the sun. The depletion of this layer increases the amount of UV radiation reaching the earth surface, leading to the several environmental and health consequences, right? So when that particular ozone layer can be depleted, it forms the holes. And it forms the holes, then what will happen? What are the ultraviolet radiations and what are the harmful gases? Not only ultraviolet radiations and different type of radiations that is very unsafe for the environmental and health of the humans can come and reach the surface of the earth, surface of that, leading to the severe environmental and health consequences. All right. Uh, Health consequences. Then the next one is the importance of the ozone layer. What is the importance of the ozone layer? The ozone layer is located in the stratosphere. Where the particular ozone layer is located is nothing but in the stratospheric zone. It is about the 10 to 50 kilometers, means 6 to 31 miles above the earth surface. At the surface, it plays a crucial role in the shielding life on the earth from harmful UVB and UVC radiations. So the particular ozone layer act as a shield to stop the or to defeat the ultraviolet B and ultraviolet C radiations. Without this protection, the excessive UV exposure can lead to increase the rates of skin cancers, contracts, DNA damage, and a weakened immune system, as well as the harmful effect on the environment. These are show the very deserved and harmful effects on the environment. Harmful effects on that environment. Then coming to the next one, the causes of the ozone depletion. And what are the causes? So the primary causes of the ozone depletion is the man-made chemicals. So man-made chemicals. The man-made chemicals particularly chlorofluorocarbons. It is and a similar compounds. These chemicals break down the ozone molecule when they are reaching at the stratosphere. So, what are the chlorofluorocarbons and are the similar compounds? Means volatile organic compounds also a mm, one of the dangerous pollutant can damage the ozone layer as well as the nitrogen dioxide and sulfur dioxide also. The chlorofluorocarbons are the main source of the chlorofluorocarbons are nothing but the refrigerators and ACs. All of you know when the particular chlorofluorocarbons and what are the similar compounds of the CFCs can reach that particular ozone or stratospheric zone, it can these are going to try to escape from the atmosphere. Then what will happen? The protective layer the protective layer is present to prevent the escaping of that particular gases and chlorofluorocarbons. Then the chemicals can form the holes like structures. We can that particular chemicals can react with that ozone compounds and forms and dilute the ozone oxygen compounds, oxygen molecules and convert into some other compound, new compound, then forms the holes. In this way, the particular chlorofluorocarbons can form that holes on that one. The next one is the main zone depleting substances. The main zone of the depleting substances means chlorofluorocarbons used in the refrigeration, air conditioning, aerosol sprays and foam blowing and industries. So these are the main source of the chlorofluorocarbons. And next one is the halons used in the fire. Uh, Extinguishers. The halogens are the some type of chemicals they are used in the fire extinguishers. And the next one is the carbon tetrachloride CCl4. CCl4 used in the cleaning agents and the industrial solvent. It is also used as industrial solvents in the leather industry, paper industry, and as well as that what are the plastic in each industry, the particular shoes and the chappal will make it. In the particular industry also, the carbon tetrachloride will be released as a pollutant. It is used in the cleaning purpose of the leather and what are the artificial clothes which we were using. This is the best one to clean that one. Then next one is the methyl chloroform used as a solvent in the industrial applications. Next one is the hydrofluorocarbons. Next one is the hydrofluorochlorocarbon as a less harmful alternative to chlorofluorocarbon, but still depletes the ozone. These are the less effective and less harmful, but still it can damage that ozone layer. When the damage is compared with that one, chlorofluorocarbons, it is a very less, but it's a damaged thing. The next one is a nitrous oxide released from the fertilizers, biomass burning, and the industrial activities. So, released from the fertilizers, biomass burning, and the industrial activities. How ozone depletion occurs. So, how that ozone depletion will occur. Step by step, now we can read that one, how the ozone depletion is occurs. Step by step, a breakdown, a releasing of a chlorofluorocarbons, as well as the ODS, the human activities, release the chlorofluorocarbons and other ozone depleting substances into the atmosphere. So by using our air conditioners, if refrigeration for each and every home, from rural to urban area, each and every person you can enjoy the sweetness of the refrigerators means the cooling capacity of this refrigerator. It is a very needed and it is very useful in nowadays. The refrigeration and ACs also when to beat the heat in that atmosphere. So almost all the 60 to 70% of the people are directly or indirectly depend on that particular ACs to cool in their homes. In that process, the particular chlorofluorocarbons can be released into our atmosphere. Then next one is the transfer to the stratosphere. Next to the transport to the atmosphere. How the particular chemicals and compounds can transport from that stratosphere from here to how these chemicals are stable in the lower atmospheric over atmospheric, but slowly rise to the stratosphere. First, these are the all are accumulated and stored at the lower atmospheric zone. That is nothing as the troposphere, and it can slowly rise into a stratosphere as a slow poison. Then next one, coming to the next one is that UV radiation breakdown. When exposed to the UV radiation, the chlorofluorocarbons and other ODS break down and releasing the chlorine and the bromine atoms. Chlorine and the bromine atoms which are released in that atmosphere. Then next one is the ozone depletion. Chlorine and bromine react with the ozone, means chlorine Cl plus O3 gives rise to ClO plus O2 and break down into oxygen molecules O2 and reducing the ozone concentrations. And then what will happen? One molecule of the oxygen will be lost. Then the concentration of the O3 will be decreased. Then next one, the bromides are the same. You can react with Br plus O3. Br plus O3 gives rise to BRL plus O2. Then it is also can decreasing the capacity of the ozone. It can break down the O3 and form released as the O2 and plus BRO. The next one is the formation of the ozone hole. How that formation will be takes place. So this formation of the ozone hole is a seasonal ozone depletion is the most depletion is the most prominent over Antarctica, where extreme cold conditions create a solar stratospheric clouds. So, what are the polar? So, not a solar, a polar stratospheric clouds that enhance ozone destruction, leading to the ozone hole phenomenon. These phenomenon which mainly observed in the green Antarctica region and islands, Greenland regions, where that particular Iceland will be there in that extreme cold conditions create a polar stratospheric clouds. When that in extreme cold condition, one type of a clouds is formed that is called as a polar stratospheric clouds will be formed that enhance the ozone is detraction leading to the ozone hole. This can be uh, converted converted coming to some chemical reactions will take place, and finally that particular chemicals are lead to form the hole on that ozone layer. Then next one is the benefits of the ozone depletion. What are the benefits of the ozone depletion means? Health effects on the humans. Health effects on the humans. Increased UV exposure can cause. What are the health effects of the humans is nothing but increased UV exposures can cause the high risk of the skin cancer, melanoma and non-melanoma. So melanoma and as the non melanoma. Yes, melanoma. These are the two types of the melanin pigments which are present in your body. It may be high, it is called as a skin cancer. Maybe it is also yellow, it is also called as skin cancer. The balancing of the melanin pigment in our bodies is very important. For that balancing, we want that D vitamin as well as that. What are the important radiations and vitamin D which is present in our sunlight? Then next one, increased cataracts and the eye damage. So when that ozone depletion can be increased, the cataracts and as the eye damage will be increased means what are the sensitive nerves and what are the sensitive muscles, what are the small sensitive parts which are present in your eye. When the particular ozone layer can depletion, the radiations are directly entered into our earth surface. It can be a very effective and it's a very powerful and very bright. And when you are going to see that brightness and all harmful radiations, it can be scattered in the land, it can be scattered on the buildings, it may be scattered on the glass that will damage our eyes. This is also one of the most important problem. The next one is the weakened immune system. So our immune system will be get be weak. Means why we are going to take the all the proteinous food, nutritious food, we are going to the yoga, gym, exercise, but still your immune system is a very weak. Why? Because of the ozone depletion, the harmful radiations are directly entered. That particular harmful radiations are cannot accepted by our body. The immune system will be low. Then higher risk of the premature aging and the skin damage. Premature aging means in 30s and 40s only we are going to getting old. What are the functions of our organs? It may be getting old. It may be the function of the efficiency getting low. The thinking capacity will be low. The skin will be wrinkles. One your hair will be your hair will be damaged and it will be into white color. That is nothing but the premature aging and the skin damage. These are the main human health effects due to that ozone depletion. In that first one is the high risk of skin cancer. In that particular skin cancers, two types of are there. But one of the most important melanin pigment melanoma and as a non-melanoma cancers. The next one is increase the cataracts and eye damage, and the third one is the weakened immune system, and fourth one is the higher risk of premature aging and the skin damage. These are the health effects of the ozone depletion. Then going to the next one, that is called as the environmental effects, right? What are the environmental effects? Damage to the marine life. The first one, in that first one, damage to the marine life means the UV radiations can kill the phytoplankton, can kill that phytoplankton on the basis of the ocean food China affecting a fish population and the marine ecosystems. So in the China, the ocean's marine system and affecting of the fish populations and also a marine ecosystem. Why? Because the UV radiations are directly entered into our surface water bodies. The capacity of the UV radiations cannot be unbearable to that particular phytoplankton which is present in that water bodies, that can damage that marine life very effectively and very drastically. That's why environmental effects, in that environmental effects it took the first place. Then next one, impact on agriculture. The high UV levels reduce the crop yields by damaging the plant cells and the reducing the photosynthesis. The high radiations of the UV also can reducing the process of the photosynthesis. Then the crop yield will be low. Then next one is a harm to ecosystem. Dispute the balance of the natural habitats affecting the species that are ra- rarely on no, no, on stable environmental condition. There is no stable environmental condition when the particular ecosystems will be damaged. So in our environment, each and every ecosystem is connected interlinkedly. If one's ecosystem is unbalanced, so almost all the systems will be unbalanced in condition due to that ozone depletions. Then coming to the next one, that is nothing but the climate change. So all through the ozone depletion and the climate change are the separating issues. So climate change and ozone depletion both are the separating issues as certain greenhouse gases. Example, chlorofluorocarbons contribute the both ozone depletion and the global warming. And then changes in the stratospheric temperature due to the ozone loss can influence the weather pattern. Changes in the stratospheric temperature, when that particular ozone depletion will take place, the radiations will reach the stratosphere, that cannot have the chance to escape to the space to the return, then that will be remain on that particular layer. It may be increase the weather patterns and the temperatures of the surroundings. Then coming to the next one, the ozone hole. What and where? What is the ozone hole and where it is the formed? The ozone hole is not an actual hole, but a significant thickening of the ozone layer of a particular over Antarctica during the southern hemisphere spring, September to November. When September to November in the Antarctica region, the ozone layer thickness will be decreased, can be decreased, and then in the month of the September to November. Why only Antarctica? So here one question is raised, that is nothing but why only an Antarctica means the extreme cold temperatures held from the polar stratospheric clouds. So extreme cold temperatures we are facing from the polar stratospheric clouds, which accelerate the ozone destruction when sunlight turns after the winter. It can react with the sunlight after the winter, then it forms going to release that a large amount of the harmful gases that can be the reduction of the or the thickening of the decrease the thickening of that particular ozone layer. On the other reasons such as the Arctic experience seasonal ozone depletion, but it is a less severe due to the warmer temperature. Due to that warmer temperature, the seasonal ozone depletion will be takes place. The next one is that efforts to prevent the ozone depletion. How can we prevent that ozone depletion means the Montreal Protocol. That first one is that as the Montreal Protocol, which will takes place in that 1987, the global agreement to the phase out the ozone depleting substances. So it is a one global agreement to stop the ozone depleting substances, lead to the ban and the replacement of the chlorofluorocarbons with the hydrofluorocarbons. Can that particular thing can be substituted with that hydrochlorocarbons in the place of chlorofluorocarbons, which do not deplete the ozone but still contribute the global warming. But they thought that that is a not deplete the ozone, but still it is can damage up to somewhat when compared to the chlorofluorocarbon. The ozone depletion of that particular hydrofluorocarbons are the very low, considered one of the most successful environmental treatises ever. So this is called as the one of the most environmental treatises that are ever. The next one is the alternatives of ODs. Alternatives of the ozone depletion substances. Here ODs is nothing but the ozone depletion substances. Or hydrochlorocarbon used as a replacement of chlorofluorocarbons through their contribute the global warming. The next one is the neutral refrigerations. Neutral refrigerants. First is the ammonia, uh, carbon dioxide, eco-friendly alternatives of chlorofluorocarbons and hydrofluorocarbons, and propane and isobutane used in the refrigeration and aerosol spray. These are the just alternatives from that. What are the substance which can deplete that ozone? And these are the three alternatives can decrease the depletion of the ozone with that particular chemicals. In that first one is the hydrofluorocarbons, and second one is the neutral uh, refrigerants, and third one is the propane and the isobutane. The individual actions to help to reduce the ozone depletion. What are the individual actions which will takes place? About the products containing chlorofluorocarbons over the refrigerations, air conditioners, and the aerosol spray. Avoid the products of the condition containing chlorofluorocarbons. A proper disposal of old appliances to prevent the leakage of the chlorofluor ozone depletion substances, and support eco-friendly products which are naturally refrigerants like that earthen pots like that. Then next one, reduce nitrogen oxide emissions by using the cleaner fuels and the fertilizers responsibly. When we are going to use the fertilizers, fungicides, and the fuels as a responsible person, then that is the main and drastic step which were taken to reduce the nitrogen oxide emissions in the environment that can lead to the a major help of the reducing the ozone depletion substances. Then right, coming to the next one. Then coming to that next one, further outlook. What is that? Further outlook. Thanks to the Montreal Protocol, ozone level have been gradually recovering. What are the Montreal Protocol which were discussed on that above paper? That is that it gives us some good result. In that good results, we are going to thank and gradually show that gratitude towards that Montreal Protocol. It has a recovering of the ozone layer. And the scientists predict that the ozone layer will be um, written per 1980 pre-1990 levels by 2050 to 2060, assuming the current regulations remains in a place. If that current regulations are remains in the place means there is no change in that particular regulations. It may be a less, it may be less, that is a good, it may be high, that is a not good. If the regulations will be going on like this up to 2050 or 2060, the ozone depletions can be totally rid of, it can be totally repaired. and it we are the safe from that UV radiations. Then next one is the continue monitoring by organization like NASA, the World Meteorological Organizations, and the UNE ensure that the ozone depletion will be controlled. So NASA and the World Meteorological Organizations and United Nations for environmental programs ensure that the ozone depletion is controlled, while we are going to practicing still Montreal Protocol. Here, what is the conclusion I am going to give is nothing but the ozone depletion is a major environmental challenge caused primarily by chlorofluorocarbons and the other ODs, leading to increase in the UV radiations. Explore this result in health risk, environmental damage, and climate impacts. However, global efforts and particularly the Montreal Protocol have a successfully solved and the resolved ozone depletion, demonitoring the power, international cooperations in the solving of the environmental issues, continued efforts in reducing the water, the ozone depleting substances and promoting sustainable alternative are a key to fully restoring the ozone layer. Shall I read it again? What are the conclusion I have to mention here is nothing but ozone depletion is a major environmental challenge. Yes, we are accepted. Caused primarily by chlorofluorocarbons and the other ozone depleting substances, leading to increased UV radiations and exposed. Right? This result in health risk as well as the environmental damage along with the climate impacts. Yeah, it's true 100%. However, the global efforts, particularly the Montreal Protocol, have a successfully solved and reserved ozone depletions. Yes. Uh, de, de, Demonstrating the power of a international corporation in solving environmental issues, continued effort in the reducing the what are the substances that is nothing but ozone depleting substances, promoting sustainable alternatives are key to fully restoring that ozone layer. And would you like to more details on that ozone recovery trends on Montorio Protocol impact that will be discussed in that next class, maybe if anyone is needed. Then next topic in this unit is nothing but a stratospheric ozone depletion. That is nothing but a stratospheric ozone depletion. Stratospheric ozone depletion refers to a gradual thinning of the ozone layer in the stratosphere due to the human-made chemicals. The ozone layer located between the 15 to 35 kilometers above the Earth's surface. So, nearly we are going to construct the uh, 40 states buildings, 42 state building and 52 states building means we are uh, directly entered into the tropospheric zone to the stratospheric zone while in the constructions directly we are going to enter into the ozone, then will be formed as a big hole. Why? Because the contractions will be going like that for 15 to 35 kilometers is a very low distance and very small distance. And the above at the surface plays a vital role in promoting life by absorbing the harmful um, ultraviolet above the at the surface. Plays a vital role by promoting the life, absorbing the harmful ultraviolet UVB and UVC radiation. These are the most important harmful radiations which that particular sun can be released into our environment is nothing but a ultraviolet beta and ultraviolet uh, C. Ultraviolet C from the sun. The depletion of this layer increases the amount of UV radiation reaching the earth. These are can act as a type of what is that a type of enzymes. What is the work of the enzyme? It is not participate in that reactions, but it can upchange. It can upgrade that reactions. It can upgrade that reactions leading to a serious environmental and health consequences. Next one is the causes of the stratospheric ozone depletion. The primary causes of the ozone depletion in the release of the ozone depleting ozone depleting substances, particularly chlorofluorocarbons, are related to the chemicals, and these substances are raised into stratosphere where they break down under UV radiations, releasing a chlorine and bromine atoms and destroy the ozone molecule. Already you have the discuss about that chlorine and bromine compounds, how that chlorine can react with the O3, what is the byproducts, and how that bromide can react with the ozone, how it can be breakdown. A key ozone depleting substances. A key ozone depleting chlorofluorocarbons are found in old refrigerant, not in the new refrigerants, air conditioner, aerosols, and the foam blowing agents. The next one is the halons, which are used in the fire exhausters. And coming to the third one, that is nothing but the carbon tetrachloride CCl4 are previously used in the industrial solvents and the cleaning agents, but now we are going to the industrialist is going to change switch into the another new chemicals. So actually what is that, I actually don't know. Then coming to the next one, that is the methyl chloroform used as the decreasing a solvent, and the fifth one is the hydrofluorocarbons, a less harmful alternative to the chlorocarbon, but still it contributes the some percentage into that ozone depletions, right? The next one is the nitrous oxide emitted from the fertilizers, agriculture, and the combustion processes. What are the main source of the nitrogen oxides? Oxides are nothing but the agriculture, combustion of the processes, mm, fertilizers. These are the main source of the nitrogen oxide. How ozone depletion can be occurred? How that ozone depletion can be occurred in a bus step emissions of the ozone depleting substances. The human activities release chlorofluorocarbon as well as the ozone depleting substances in the atmosphere. Can transfer into the stratosphere, breakdown by the UV radiation already we discussed. Then ozone layer thickening the over time. mm, the overtime, this process has lead to the significant radiation in ozone concentration, particularly over polar regions, forming that ozone layer. Coming to the next, third one is that the ozone hole, what and where. Uh, all these things we have discussed, right? In total protocol. Okay. Then coming to the next particular, what are the Montreal protocol and how that particular stratospheric zone can affect all of that we are going to discuss in that first one. Then in that next one is the Kigali Amendment in 2016. The F follow up to the Montreal Protocol to phase out the hydrofluorocarbons, which can be a powerful greenhouse gases. Mm, it is nothing but the amendment of the Montreal Protocol, which is a uh, formed in 1987, which is amended into 2016 in the name of the Kigali Amendment. Is to the phase, what are the phases and what are the condition of the hydrofluorocarbons, how this particular hydrofluorocarbons can affect the ozone. The next one is the alternative technologies that are nothing but natural refrigerations. What are the natural refrigerations? Is nothing but ammonia, NH3, and carbon chlorides, and the carbons are the eco-friendly refrigerator. These are the eco-friendly refrigerants, and Metica pots also. Then hydrofluoro, hydrofluorofins. Actually, hydrofluorofins, a new generation of a refrigerations with a low global warming potential. The GWP is nothing but a low global warming potential, means that the particular things um, cannot affect the environment when compared to the chlorofluorocarbons. Then coming to that next one, the what is that? Stricter regulations. Stricter regulation, the government and encouraging the bans on the chlorofluoro-based products. The government has already banned that what are the chlorofluorocarbons released products that can be banned by our government to control the ODS, these are the ozone depleting substances. Then next one is the future of the ozone layer. What is the future of the ozone layer? It may be recovered, it may be a not, or it may be fully washed out because of our pollutions. In that first one, the recovery is underway. Thanks to the Montreal Protocol, the ozone level are improving. When we are going to follow that Montreal Protocol, the ozone levels are improving. This ozone layer is expanded to return the pre-1980 level by 2050 to 2060 if that particular regulations and the particular what are the situations and what are the regulations which were followed in the nowadays, it may be a continued still up to 2050 to 2060. The ozone layer will be damaged to fully totally covered. It will be fully totally recovered also. The next one is the ongoing Montreal Protocol monitoring. Not a Montreal Protocol, it is an ongoing monitoring. The organizations like NASA, the World Meteorological Organization, and the UNEP continuously track ozone depletion trends, continuously track that ozone depletion trends, and the public awareness and policies will ensure a long-term recovery. So, how can we aware the people about the ozone depleting substances and what are the policies the government will be formed and what are the amendments, what are the strict guidelines, which all the things which are know and knowing to everyone. It is a very needed from the school student to the graduates and postgraduates. Why? Because they are that young generations that can enter into society, so we only having the capacity to follow the rules and to create the public awareness and to have to follow the policies. Then you have to save that ozone layer from the depletion substances. Then next one, what is our role? Then next one is that what is our role? How can you help? How can you help to the environment to control that ozone depleting substance? Avoid the products with chlorofluorocarbons and hydrofluorocarbons also. We can use that natural refrigerators like that is nothing but CO2 and that ammonia compounds and like that. Then next one, properly dispose of old refrigerators, AC units and the fire exhausters and use eco-friendly refrigerations and aerosol spares. Okay, sprays. And the next one is the reducing of nitrogen oxide emissions by using the cleaner fuels. By using the cleaner fuels, we are going to reduce the emissions of our vehicles. In that, most one dangerous is nothing but the nitrogen oxide. Um, by cleaning our vehicles and by cleaning the fuels, we can control that production and support the policies and regulations that to protect the ozone layer. What are the policies and what are the regulations which can be followed by framed by our government and the government or the World Health Organizations? We are going to follow that one. We have to save the ozone layer. Then when we are go to the pure ozone layer without any holes and without any thinning to the future generation while we are going to use the our resources as a sustainable manner, right? Then coming to the next one, conclusion, stratospheric zone depletion is a major environmental challenge. Yes, I can agree. I am agree. The stratospheric ozone depletion is a major environmental challenge caused by the chlorofluorocarbons and other ozone depleting substances are leading to increase the UV radiation. These particular things are leading to increase the UV radiations which harm the harm the human health, ecosystem and climate. However, the Montreal Protocol has successfully solved and reversed the ozone loss, showing as the global cooperation can solve the environmental crisis. Yes, I am agreed with 100% with that Montreal Protocol can solve the problem and also revised that ozone layer, and I'm hoping and I have a trust on that particular Montreal protocol to totally recover that ozone layer by 2050, while that particular amendments and that what are the policies can be regulations can be followed as per right now. Still that 2050. Continued efforts in the phasing out the harmful chemicals and adopting the sustainable alternatives will ensure the fulfill recovery of the ozone layer. Yes, we are going to try to adapt that. What are the alternatives and sustainable alternatives for to saving that ozone layer, right? And would you like to this one? No need of this one. Actually, just I'm going to remove this. Then coming to the next topic, that is nothing but the consequences of the ozone depletions. Consequences of the ozone depletion is nothing but ozone depletion and leads to an increasing in the ultraviolet radiations and reaching the earth surface, causing a serious health environmental changes. That the stratospheric zone and layer protects the life from the harmful UV and UVB and UVC rays, and a depletion result widespread impact on humans and the ecosystem and whether as the planets, plants, animals, and each and living organisms can be affected by the UV radiation that are directly entered into our environment. What are the health consequences we are facing are nothing but increasing to expose that ultraviolet radiation due to that ozone depletion has a severe effects on the human health. First one is that skin diseases and cancers, premature babies, pre-aging, wrinkles and pigmentations, sunburns, which can lead to the long-term skin damage. Uh, then next one is the eye damage, cataracts and blindness. The UV exposure increases the risk of the cataracts, and this condition that the clouds to the lens of the eye, and can lead to the a partial or a complete blindness. What are the small muscles and what are the small and sensitive nerves which are present in our eyes that can be easily affected by the UV radiation? It may be a change the shape into as a cloud by while going to cotton can absorb the water. It can be increase the size, right? That can be increased, then it can lose of the, if the size of the particular things will be increases, we can face the a loss of a blindness. Then coming to next one as the mucor digestion and the other eye diseases can resulting in the uh, permanent vision loss. And what are the mucor cells? Mucor substances which are generated in our eyes to wet the your eyes, and see the colors and the contrasts. When that UV radiations will increased, then what will happen? What are the glands which can secrete that mucor substances? That glands will can stop the secretion of that mucor. That when that particular glands will not work, you can permanently lose your vision. Then coming to the next one, weakened immune system, the excessive UV explore sub suppresses the immune system, making the body more vulnerable to the infections and the disease, and the disease. Easily, each and every virus can enter into our body. It maybe can affect. Then next one is the environmental consequences. Damage of the marine life and the food chains and the phytoplankton. The basis of the marine food chain, they're highly sensitive to the UV radiations. The ozone depletion can damage the ocean ecosystem and affecting the fish population, and also affecting the prawn population and also affecting a number of animal propagations and populations and marine biodiversity. The chloral bleaching is a worst and due to that UV explore the harmful harming the reefs and that marine habitats. Coral reefs are the coral bleaching. Coral reefs are the beautiful nature, beautiful things which were designed by the nature for us. That are the very beautiful things. When due to that UV radiations, when that particular chlorine reefs can expose it to the harmful UV radiations, the beautiness and what are the healthy structures and what are the healthy compounds which are present in that particular coral reefs, it can be rid of the beauty of that particular corals will be damaged. Then coming to the next one, reduction of the agricultural productivity. As already I said about the reduction of the agriculture productivity, the high UV levels can damage the crops. Why? Because the DNA which is present in the crop that can be damaged and break down. Once the particular damage of the DNA will happen, that cannot be stick into again, then it reducing the growth of the yields and it also the crop quality and that what are the minerals and what are the nutrients proteins which are present in the crops, it will be less or it may be harmful. That's why sometimes we are going to observe the what are the dead seeds and then unsupported ungrowthed seeds in that particular chawals and that godumas and what are the grains and what are the millets and we are going to use in our daily lives. Then coming to the next one. Hmm. Affected crops including mainly wheat, soybean, and the corn and the rice. The rice is the one of the most important source of the carbohydrates. Without rice, that's how the South Indian people cannot survive. Why? Because from generation to generations, from long years back, the South Indian people are mainly dependent on the rice. So the rice, the to taking the carbohydrates as a food to our bodies, our DNA structure will be designed like that. When we are going to stop to take the rice, then what will happen? Just it can be a lot of changes will be takes place in our body. Some people can bear that, some people are cannot bear. Then next one coming to the wheat production in the north people, we are going to adapt the rice. South people and the north people are adapted that wheat. Without wheat production, they are not survive. Soybean is the one of the source of the proteins, and corn is the one of the best one to give the energy to our body. When these four are the main food crops which is affected by the UV radiations in the future generation, we don't have the food to eat. Why? Because there is the ozone depletion, the harmful radiations are directly entered and it's affect the damage that agricultural paddies, then there is no food for the future generation. That's why we are going to lead the sustainable life to maintain the nature, natural quality, and the crops, natural quality, natural taste too. We are going to give to the future generation as a gift. Next, which are crucial for food security. UV radiation affect the photosynthesis, slowing down the plant development. Okay, photosynthesis can also directly affected by the UV radiation. Then next one is the impact on animals and the ecosystems. Animals and the many land animals are introducing, including amphibians, suffer from the increased UV radiations. Increased UV radiation. The frog populations are also declining due to the UV damage the egg and the larva. The UV explode to the weaken mm, plant life, affecting biodiversity and disputing the natural ecosystem. When compared to the 20 to 30 decades back, 30 to 20 to 30 decades back, the population of the birds, the population and the variety of the birds are we are going to observe. For example, sparrows. The species of the sparrows now that is an endangered species. Why? Because due to this heavy radiations, UV radiations, that particular radiations can damage the eggs and what are the pupa, what are the larvae, and what are the zygotes which are formed in that particular egg that can be damaged. and it cannot be grow properly. That's why the generations of the sparrow, the species of the sparrows can be getting rid of from this universe, because of this UV radiations and ozone depletion substances. Not only the sparrows, so many large number of bird species and animal species get rid of or then washed out from this earth surface due to this human made activities. These are the human made activities, and for our surveillance, for our easy surveillance, we are going to adapt the new technologies, new chemicals, new radiation. This can also affect our environment. One of the most important word that can be exchanged in the list, that is nothing but that vultures. Vultures are the eco-friendly birds. These are very helpful to our environment, but in nowadays there is no vultures, because of the lack of habitats and the lack of the lack of the food and the lack of that protectiveness. For all the things, the vultures can wash out from this universe. Then next, coming to the next point, UV exposure weakens plant life, affecting the biodiversity and disputing the natural ecosystem as well. Then coming to the next one, that climatic consequences. A stratospheric cooling and the climate change. The ozone loss alters the temperature balance in the stratosphere, affecting a global climate patterns. The ozone layers alters temperature balance in the stratosphere, affecting the climate patterns. It affecting the climate patterns. Cooling the lower stratosphere changes the wind circulation and also the weather systems, especially in the southern hemisphere. Next, coming to the next one, disruptions in atmospheric circulations. What are the disruptions in the atmospheric circulations? Are the ozone hole over a Antarctica and affects the jet stream and that ocean currents and leading to the extreme weather events. So, what are the holes and what is the thinning of the ozone layer at the particular Antarctica region can affect the weather results uh, extremely. The next one is the increased storms and changing the rainfall patterns, dispute that agricultural and water supplies. These are the another displacement this thing. Then coming to that next one, economic consequences. Then coming to the next one, the economic consequences. What are the the higher healthcare cost, increasing the case of the skin cancers, cataracts, and the immune disorders lead to the higher medical expenses. Nowadays, the Star Health is there. The remaining so many health insurances are there, but not all the people are aware about that one. They don't have the policies. And they don't know how to approach the doctors or how to take the treatment. Mm, in this way, in this manner, that the people don't have the awareness. In that rural area, the people can affect that cancers and cataracts and immune disorders. They can lose their lives. Then a treatment and the prevention efforts. Example, the sunscreen lotions and medical care cost billions globally. Yes, the skincare lotion, the sunscreen lotions, medical care. What are the beauty products which are going to use? What are the natural products? What are the beauty products which are artificially man-made things? These are the, a global globally million billion business to treat the treatment as well as the care compounds. Then next one is the loss of agriculture and fisheries productivity. Crop failures due to the UV radiation threatening the global food security. Yes, I agree that one. Fisheries suffer due to the dispersions in marine ecosystems and reducing the fish populations. And what are the species? What are the important and traditional fish species which are present in our ecosystem? It will be affecting their livelihood, and we lost that one. Then coming to the next one, increased energy cost as the temperature is rise due to the climatic changes. like ozone depletion, cooling demands, air conditioner, refrigeration increase, leading to the higher energy consumption. Yes, due to that global warming, the temperatures will be high, the weather changes and the seasonal changes will take place. When we are going to balance, we are going to tolerate that much of heat, we are going to adopt the air conditioners and refrigerators. By using the air conditioners and refrigerators, we are going to consume the large amount of energy. Then next one is that uh, effects on the ozone hole and the future implement, how we can implant the future of the ozone. The ozone hole over in Antarctica continues recover due to the Montreal Protocol, but full recovery is expected by 2050 or 2060. Continued emissions of the ozone depleting substances could slow or revise this process, leading to the prolonged harmful effects. How can we reduce the impact? Protect yourself from the UV exposure. Use the sunscreen lotions, sunglasses, and the protective clothings. Means color of the clothing is also a very important, and the type of the clothing is also a very important. Type of the clothing is nothing but what you are going to wear. It may be a sleeveless, it may be shorts, it may be a jeans or anything. What are the color of the clothing is nothing but white light colored clothes are very good for skin care, and it is also give the some coolness to our body. Light colors and the cotton and khadi cloths are the very important to use. We are going to empower our India's khadi development. We are going to encourage the small scale industry people also. That's why each and every student can switch into the protective clothing. We are going to use that the sunglasses in the summer as well as the sunscreen lotions to avoid the sun burning. And what are the skin damages which are under the UV radiations are directly exposed from the sun. Then next one is the support regulations to reduce the ozone depletion emissions, Montreal Protocol and Hagley Amendment. Um, the next one is the adopt ozone friendly alternatives, eco-friendly refrigerator, and reduction of the nitrogen oxide and emissions, and raise the awareness about the effects of the ozone depletions. Then coming to that conclusion, the ozone depletion mm, of the ozone layer is a serious consequences of the human health, the environment, and the climate. While the global efforts like the Montreal Protocol have helped slow down that ozone depletion, continued the actions in needed to ensure a complete recovery of the ozone layer. Right? What is this? Would you like to know the ozone details and attention? Okay, there is no need of this one. Uh, also, up to here, we are going to complete that three units that already we discussed. So just wait, I am going to tell. Um, in that second unit, so block second, first one is the ozone depletion, and second one is the stratospheric ozone depletion and the consequences of the ozone depletions. Now we are going to observe the ozone depletions by pictorial forms. Just now here I'm going to stop the screen sharing. Just stay right here. I'm going to show you something. Yes, here I'm going to share my screen one more time. So just to see here, this one, uh, ozone layer depletion, how that chlorofluorocarbons can react with the ozone and can convert it into the oxygen. See, that is the troposphere, that is the stratosphere, and this is the ozone layer, right? In the troposphere, we are going to live, we are going to survive where on the surface of the earth we are going to live. That is nothing but the troposphere. Just above the troposphere is the stratosphere. This is the second layer of the earth, sorry, second layer of the atmosphere. Above the stratosphere, ozone layer is the present. The green, the white color line which is drawn here is nothing but that ozone layer. This particular ozone layer can protect the uh, ultraviolet rays, ultraviolet A and ultraviolet B from the sun. Here we are going to observe here the layer is a very thick. There is no any holes. That's why the ultraviolet rays can be filtered and the only the safe rays can directly enter into the space. But coming to the here, then what will happen when that chlorofluorocarbons molecule, chlorofluoro means one carbon and one fluoride and three chlorine compounds. So these three chlorine compounds, when that particular chlorine compound going to react with the O3, O3 in the oxygen in the O3 means O3 means three oxygen molecules mean one, two, three. When react with that O3, it can be converted. It can be converted into the O2. Then what will happen? O2 is nothing but the oxygen. Oxygen is in the form of the gas. Then what will happen? It can easily escape from that what are the layer which is present on what is the layer in this in this space from that O2 is escaped. The remaining one oxygen molecule can combined with that chlorine can form as the monooxide. When this monooxide can create the way and can create the a narrow destruction to the ozone layer, then it forms the hole. Then what will happen? It can directly the radiations can enter into our tropospheric zone. This is the clear explanations. And coming to what coming to this one, these are the picture of the ozone infographics. What are the ozone infographics means? What are the causes of the ozone destruction, right? First one is the jets, emissions, refineries, fires, factories, chemicals, what are the bombs and nuclear bombs and all that one. Then what will happen? What are the chemicals which are present in the atmosphere can form the oxygen. It forms the a layer like ozone layer. Then, then here, see here, these are the atmosphere of the earth. We are going to have that five layers. That first one is the troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, thermosphere, and exosphere. These are the four spheres which are present in that environment. In that troposphere, we are going to live in that stratosphere. So the what are the stratosphere is just above from the 15 to 35 kilometers from our Earth surface. In that between that mesosphere and the stratosphere, the ozone layer will be present. Already we discussed, and this is the most important picture. We clearly observe that where is that ozone layer will be present. And then coming to the next one, whether uh, what is this? Yes. Weather infographic elements. These are that weather infographic elements. What are the temperatures? How the temperatures can be raised and how the temperatures can be decreased. Decreased. So what is the conditions of the rain? What are the seasonal changes? What are the temperatures? See how the precipitation will be formed, how the clouds will be formed, what are the distractions due to this ozone depletions. All this we are going to observe in this one, in this picture. That is nothing but the weather infographic elements. Already we discussed in that one, in that notes. Then coming to that next one. Mm, weather infographic images. See here, where is the India? Where India is in that light yellowish in shade. That is nothing but a 50%. That is nothing but the 50% of the ozone layer. Ozone layer. What are the ozone layer which is covered? Total globe is already 50% is the damaged. And what are that 50% is that damaged, and what are the red color which is present, that is the 10%, it is totally it is in dangerous conditions. See here the umbrella can represent and these clouds can represent that what is the importance of that ozone layer. These are the from the space and these are the harmful gases. This umbrella acts as a ozone layer to protect our health, to protect our earth, to protect our earth, right? So weather infogrammatic conditions the country and the city. The temperatures is at 23. Here we are going to observe the temperature changes in that regions of the cities. It is not that much important. Give me a few, one more. Here I stop the share my screen. Just wait. I'm going to discuss with some more topics. Mm. What are the damages and how that particular ozone depletions. Right here, I'm going to be showing you some pictures about your human health, how that ozone can affect the human health. Mm. As all of I know, uh, ozone layer depletion can cause that skin cancers and all. Uh, so, so see here, the UV light can directly enter into the into our skin, right? Directly entered into our skin. See here. The ozone layer is can directly enter into our skin. Then what will happen? What are the skin cells? What are the skin cells and what is the structure of the DNA? Is like this can be damaged the DNA. What are the compounds and what are the things, chemicals which are present in that particular DNA? It can be breakdown. This is the actual structure of the DNA. After adding of the ultraviolet rays, the structure of the DNA will be changes. Then the structure changed DNA. The changed DNA can enter into the each and every cell of your skin. Then what will happen? What are the lumps and what are the patches? What are the skin tags which are lightly formed in your skins, and the red color patches and black color patches which are formed in our skin? It can lead to the skin cancer. In this way, the UV radiations are directly entered into our humans and causes the skin cancers. I'm coming to that next one. And this is the one how how ultraviolet rays can damage our eyes. So when the UVA, UVB and UVC radiations can directly enter into our atmosphere, then what will happen? It can damage the eyes. It can be a contract, it may be polygen, neurogenic, and the DNA damage will happen. Bad bedtime. So these are this cataract, and what are the blue color structure, what are that ball like structure which is present in our bodies or in our eyes that can be affected. So and this is the reason why we are going to stop the ozone depletions. Wait, here I'm going to show some more pictures. And see how the red color patches will be formed on the face of this girl. Why? Because that is the type of a skin cancer due to that UV radiations. And also you can also observe this picture also how that UV radiations can affect our eyes. When this harmful is very what is this very sensitive nerves, what are the sensitive nerves which are present in your eyes, it can be damaged and it can be leaked by our, what are the mucus which are present in your eyes, and what are the bloods which are present in that eyes, it can enter directly into that, what are the, what we call is as the eyeball. The color of the eyeball will be changed, the cataract will be changed, what are the layers and what are the mucous cell which is present in our eyes, it can be totally damaged. Finally you can lose the vision. In this way the ozone will be affected. And see this one also, this he is a blind people, uh, the both eyes are affected due to the UV radiations, due to the lack of due to the lack of the vision, the eyeballs are totally collapsed. There is no vision, and this is also one type of cancer, tropospheric ozone depletions. Due to the stratospheric ozone depletions, the directly enter into that in UV radiations to in our body, and this type of cancers will be formed. And some other cancers also like this, black color spots, and like this. And how these problems are negatively affected, the increase the UV radiations that can cause the skin cancers and cataracts. Exposure to too much UV rays can cause the sunburn of the corona. So sunburns which happen in that one, and the effects of the humans is nothing but the skin cancers, height disorders, immune damage, permanent aging. Premature aging means photo aging as a normal kind of thing, as a sunburn, sun damage, skin cataracts, and all the things which are happened due to this kind of things. Due to things ozone depletions. That's why we are going to plant the more trees to avoid uh, the ozone. See here, the ozone layer is protect from us the harmful rays emitted by the sun. The ultraviolet ray can cause the skin cancers and damage the eyes, such as the cataract, whereas the lens does not allow the light to pass through the easily and the burning vision. So what will happen to the eyes means, when we are going to see or something in the brightness, what will happen generally, when we are going to observe our nerves and our what are the image which you are seeing, it can immediately form reflectedly it is formed in our eyes. That particular image is identified by your brain, then it can be give the signals to your brain. It may be that is a wall, that is a cloth, or that is a tree, or that is a anything. We can observe all this process which can be takes place within a fraction of a seconds. Why it will happen means, the light can easily enter into our eyes and it form the images enormously, and it give the immediate signals to our brain. It is a normal cycle. But when that particular person's eyes are affected with the ultraviolet rays, when that person having that cataract problems, any eye issues, then what will happen? The formation of the image in your eyeballs and that eye in that eyeballs and your image in your eyes which not will be formed. Why? Because that UV radiations cannot enter the light into our eyes. It is not going to ready to accept the light into your eyes. Then what will happen? The image will not be formed in your eyes. Then your mind is not ready to identify what is that one. Why? Because there is no light, there is no image. How that our brain can be accepted that one? That finally the total blindness will come, blur visions. When it is in the starting days, we are going to observe the burning sensation in your eyes, redness of your eyes, and it may be swelling to your eyes. The color of the eyeball will be changed. And these are the symptoms when that particular cataract damage will be happened it very soon. Be careful and please wear that sunglasses when we are going to the outside. And in that first picture, that is nothing but the skin cancer. Skin cancer due to that UV radiation. See here, the black patches means the cells, the cells of that particular guy, that particular person's skin, the cells of the skin, it will be burned. It is a burning, it is a burned, and it is a particular point, and that particular area of the body is a number of melanin pigments will be there. That the total melanin pigments form a layer-like structure under the skin. Then it forms that structure. The what are the cells of that to create to clean that rash on that body. Our body can create the and get divide that number of divisions and protect produce that number of cells to cover that damage. But the production of the cells will not be reduced. It will be increased. For example, that is a 2 4 8 16, 16 to 36, 36 to it will be double. Then what will happen? The skin cells and the number of the skin cells is maybe a lot. There is no stopping sensation, and there is no the uh, any other sensation to protect the skin cancer. That's why the skin cancer can easily spread on total of our bodies. It can easily catch that human lives. So that's why we are going to wear the light cloths, which are very good for our skin health. Then next one, light colored clothes and cotton cloths are the very good. And see this picture, the phytoplankton growth. The phytoplankton growth, what are the microorganisms which are present? Some good microorganisms are there, some bad microorganisms are there. Most of them are the microorganisms are very helpful to the human lives. The when that particular microorganisms and phytoplanktons which are present in that particular water body can be affected due to that harmful ozone depleting substances. Due to this harmful ozone depleting substances, the microorganism, the phytoplanktons growth will be stopped. Or maybe a dwarfing condition. There is no growth and there is no production. There is no aquatic life cycles that can affect the aquatic ecosystems, and it can also affect the growth of the plants. It can also increase the diseases also. Effects of the ozone depletion is that the skin element disrupt plant life cycles. I mean, see here the plant's life cycle of the plant will be disturbed. There is a number of effects and the destruction of the marine life also will happen. Mm. Environmental effects of the ozone depletion already we discussed all the things in your chapter 2 in that one. Then coming to the last one, climatic change, the temperatures will be high, sun radiations, aquatic systems are the damaged, mountains will damaged, oceans life will be damaged. What are the lives which are present on the earth that will also a damaged. It is a very harmful substances that can enter into our earth. That's why we are going to stop the ODS means ozone depleting substances. Please switch into the what are the eco-friendly clothes, what are the eco-friendly refrigerations and natural coolings and all. Here I'm going to stop my share screen. That's why we are going to adapt the new things to stop that ozone depletion and all. Thank you. Up to here today, we are going to complete that second unit. Second unit. Mm, uh, in that second unit, we are going to already we discussed that the three chapters, three subtopics. What are the subunits which are present in that block two? In the next class, we are going to choose that another one. Thank you. This is Dr. Kavita. Thank you. Thank you all.